people, and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a everyday makeup routine. I'm going to go ahead and do my brows and let's get started. Alright, so my brows are done. I'm going to go ahead and moisturize my face with a moisturizer as well as apply a primer. I also went ahead and put on some lip balm. You can do this step or a gloss. I just like the balm so it has the moisturized matte finish. So use any primer or moisturizer you have that works better for your skin. I have normal to dry skin. Then I'm going to go ahead and apply a concealer to my eyes to help to allow the shadows to stick. Make sure to really blend that in good so that way it's not cakey and that way it's a smooth surface for when you apply your eyeshadow. Eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using today is going to be the Morphe 35O. It's a neutral brown tone palette. It has a lot of good everyday colors that you will wear if you are more of a neutral type of girl. So the color that I'm going to be using is So Fetch, and as you can see where I'm notating, it is So Fetch, and I'll also link the name below along with the inexpensive brush set. If you are new to makeup and you want to start doing your own makeup and practicing, I'll link an inexpensive brush set that will be for your face and eyes. So what you'll do is go ahead and start applying the eyeshadow right where your crease is. I have hooded eyes, so I have to apply my eyeshadow a little higher. So if you have hooded eyes like me, apply your eyeshadow the exact way that I am. So for those of you who do not have hooded eyes, go ahead and apply your eyeshadow a little lower where you feel the crease in your eye and go back and forth in a windshield wiper style motion so that way you can fully blend out the shadow. I'm not removing any of the blending that I'm doing so that way you can get the full idea of how you do have to blend. It does take longer, but you can see the difference for when you do not blend your eyeshadow and when you take the time and properly blend it out. Next, we're going to go ahead and take a small flat shader brush and apply the same color, So Fetch, along your lower lash line and above to your lid. So that way there's a full amount of color over your whole lid. And if you need to go back in and reapply any color, blend into your crease as well as blend it out above, go ahead and do so and blend that in so that way you have a seamless array of color. Once you have everything blended, go ahead and apply with a fluffy blending brush, a brush with no product on it, and just go over the edges where it may be color and blend that out so that way it's all smooth, you have no harsh edges, and the color is seamless going out. Definitely go over and take your time doing this, and remember, practice does make perfect. It didn't work like this for anybody doing makeup where the first 2 or 3 times you got it perfectly. If you need to go ahead and rewind, pause, or replay this video as many times and go ahead and do your makeup along with me so that way you can go through the steps and that way you will get better each time you do it. So next I'm going to go ahead and go in with another flat shader brush. And what I'm going to do is apply the brow bone highlight right below my eyebrows. And the color that I'm using today is Popular in the same palette. It's kind of like a cream with a light sparkle, as you do see it on the camera a little bit, but it's very much subtle. But it is like a creamy beige looking color that does blend in. But again, depending on your skin tone, you can use the brow highlight color that works best for you. Next, I will be using the L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible Foundation. It's an inexpensive drugstore foundation that you can find for less than $8 on Amazon, at Walmart, or a local Target. Now, your drugstores, it may be a little bit more expensive going there, but it's up to you because sometimes they do have buy one, get one 50% off deals with that. I'm going to go ahead and apply this with my beauty blender or any type of sponge if you want to. When I am doing liquid foundation, I tend to like a sponge better. As you go ahead and blend out the foundation, do be sure to go along the sides of your ear as you see me doing in the video, as well as go down your neckline, because you definitely want to make sure the foundation is blended out going all the way down your neckline. You don't want to just stop right at your jaw, and then you can clearly see where sometimes your face is not the same color as your neck, in the case like me as well. So you definitely just want to have it look nice and seamless as possible. So as you can see with this foundation, a little does go a long way. I just squirted out one squeeze of this foundation, and as you can see, I've done my whole face. I'm reapplying, and it does show that I still have a lot of product. So definitely just squeeze out a little bit at a time, because this will last you a good amount of time for it to be an inexpensive foundation, and it really does work good. Even though it's a matte foundation, it's summertime. So during the summer, I do wear matte foundations, even though my skin is normal to dry skin, just because of the humidity here in Florida, or if you have a lot of humidity in your area. But if you do have oily skin, this would be a perfect foundation for you year round, and it's still very inexpensive. It's one of my favorite everyday foundations to use. So next I'm going to go ahead and apply the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I know for some people this is a more heavier concealer, but I actually like this concealer in the color and consistency for underneath my eyes. So I do go a little bit heavier and further back in my case, because I do have hooded eyes, so I have to blend back and make sure it helps to line up my eye shape. But if you don't, and you don't have any dark circles underneath your eyes, just go in lightly with the concealer underneath your eyes. You don't have to go as far down underneath the eyes as I did, or back, but that is what I personally do. Since I do have hooded eyes, as you see, I kind of go back with the blender brush to go ahead and make sure it helps to shape out my eyes. Once you have completely blended out the concealer, go ahead and apply whatever setting powder that works best for you. I'm using the Banana Setting Powder by Black Radiance. I do actually like that the product is very finely milled. So, and it is inexpensive. You can find it in your local drugstores as well. So go ahead and apply the setting powder everywhere that you put the concealer, so that way it sets that. I personally do not like to bake, but if you do, feel free. Do whatever works for you personally. Next, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation. But I'm actually going to be using a deeper tone than my actual skin color. I don't use this as a foundation, but I really love the consistency. For contouring, it does have a very smoothness to it. So then I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Hoola powder to go ahead, bronzing powder, to go ahead and blend this out and set the cream contour. So I'll go ahead and use a contour brush or any brush that you have you can use, but this is one that came with the little travel size. I'm not sure where I put the regular size one. I just went ahead and grabbed that one. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in with a blending brush and go ahead and blend in the nose contour so that way it's a little bit more precise. Then I'm going to go ahead and use the blush brush and go ahead and blend out so that way there's no harsh lines to the contour with the powder. So you just always want to go back through and blend, blend, blend. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Tarte Fake Awake eyeliner pencil. It's like a brightening pencil in a beige pinky tone. So it really helps to open up your eyes, especially when you can have those days when you're just tired, eyes may be irritated. So it's definitely a really good bonus to add to give your eyes that brightened effect. Now I'm going to be going back in with the first original color, so Fetch, and I'm going to go ahead and line my lower lash line with that color to help tie in the whole look. Now you do not have to do this step if you do not feel comfortable or it's not something you like. I just think the overall look looks better when you have it going all the way around where you can see the color tie in on the lower lash line as well as your eyeshadow on top. So this step is optional depending on how you want your look to be. The blush I'm going to be using is the Juvia's Place blush palette. It's the top brown bronzy color. It's a very nice color. I think it works on a lot of different skin tones. Definitely a palette that you want to check out because you get 6 different shades, and they have one that is volume 1 that's for lighter shades and volume 2 I think for deeper shades. I really like the volume 2, but definitely check out Juvia's Place blush. For the lip pencil that I'm going to be using is the LA Girl lip pencil, and this color is Sugar and Spice. It's kind of like a mauve brown, but it's more mauve, but it's not that pinky mauve. It's more of like a brown mauve, if that makes any sense. But I really like their pencils. They're inexpensive and very smooth. You can find them at Ulta or on their website. The lip color that I will be using today is the Forever 21 Dusty Rose, and it's actually a matte liquid lipstick. So I really do like liquid lipsticks as long as they're matte. I'm not really a fan of the glossy lipsticks just because I drink a lot of different drinks and I don't want any of the transfer, and I find that matte lipsticks work the best for me. The mascara that I'm going to be using today is the Tarte's mascara. It's a very black, nice, thick mascara, but you definitely have to be careful with it because a little bit does go a long way. What I try to do is apply one coat, let it dry a little bit, about 30 seconds, and then apply a second coat. So I decided not to do lashes this day. Sometimes for my everyday makeup routine, I do wear lashes, but for this particular day, I decided to not do the lashes and just go with a couple coats of mascara on the upper and lower lashes. For the lower lashes, I'm going to be using the Mega Limb Wet n Wild mascara. I really do like this mascara because I do not have a lot of lashes, but this definitely makes them look a lot fuller than what they are. So I went ahead and finished this look up by applying the setting spray. And I think this is the Too Faced Hangover RX setting spray. I really do like it. It has a coconut scent to it. So I know this was a bit of a longer video. I do appreciate everyone who stayed to the end. And if you did like videos like this, please go ahead and subscribe, comment, ring the notification bell. And until next time.
And I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh,